Hey Run Junkies, you've been training hard, you've been putting in long miles on the road, you've been doing a lot of cross training and probably more core work than you ever really care to do. It's been several months of pavement pounding and weight training, and you come to the end of your training plan just a few weeks before your race and you notice that there's not a lot going on. Like almost nothing. What is that about? That is about the peak phase or the taper, and I'm here to tell you today about why it's important and how to do it right. As I mentioned in my periodization video, the taper period happens in the last few weeks before your target race, and it is arguably one of the hardest mentally. It's counterintuitive that less training in this time frame yields better performance, but it is true. Here is what's happening when we taper properly. First, your muscles fully restore back to normal glycogen levels, and your hormones, antioxidants, and metabolism also start to level out as well. When we allow time to just allow our systems to balance back out again, by the time we hit that start line for our target race, we will be stronger, well rested, and ready to go. If you keep your workload too high during the taper phase, you will not get the results you want on race day. Okay, so how do we taper effectively? Let's just assume for the moment that we're training for a marathon. Not everyone's doing this right now, but it's a really good illustration. It's a high workload, high training volume, and therefore it does require quite a bit of recovery. So taper begins right after your last long run of your build period, usually your last 20 plus miler. The taper for a marathon is typically about 3 weeks. So in that first week of taper, you are going to reduce your mileage by about 25%. So for example, if in that last week of your build phase with your 20 miler included, you did maybe 40 miles throughout that whole week, you're gonna do that first week of taper and only do about 30 miles. And you aren't redlining your effort either. So keep your paces to about marathon goal pace or easier. We're not gonna be doing wind sprints or hill repeats because that's just too much work in the taper phase. Also during that first week of taper, you wanna start taking a few things out of your routine. For example, weight workouts, spinning, stair climbers, group fitness classes like bar or CrossFit, anything that relies a lot on working your legs specifically. Yoga, Pilates, and swimming are all great, as well as body weight exercises like push-ups and planks in that first week of taper, but only if you've been doing these types of exercises already during your training. We don't want to start anything new because we're not sure if it's going to work, and now is not the time to experiment. Okay, now we're into the second week of taper. We are going to reduce our mileage again by 25% or so. So that in this example would be 20 to 22 miles of running. By the end of this second week, it is time to drop all other cross training. So everything I just mentioned, yoga, swimming, Pilates, time to drop all of it. Okay, it's 1 week out from race day and all you are doing is running. Check that. You're basically jogging. It's easy, slow paces. And again, you're reducing your mileage one more time by 25%. So in this example, 12 to 15 miles. You might do some light core work, definitely do a lot of stretching and foam rolling, but that's it. Have you gone crazy yet? No matter how much you want to just let your dogs off the leash and go for a sprint around the block, please wait until after you've recovered from your target race. Okay, nutritionally, we can help ourselves out in taper as well. We definitely want to hydrate well, maybe reduce alcohol and caffeine intake, and generally just fuel your body with all the good things. Making smart food choices will help out your recovery and help you taper really, really well. And it is normal to experience a few pounds of weight gain during this taper phase. This is not the time to panic. Please don't worry about it. Your body is gonna need those pounds when you get to marathon race day. By this point though, you're climbing the walls because you haven't gotten your yayas out from getting in your daily workout, right? Find ways to direct that energy elsewhere mentally. Pick up a good book. Plan your racecation. If you haven't packed yet, start doing that. Plan out what you might need for race day if you're traveling. You might even develop a race day game plan, like how am I gonna approach the first 5 miles, the second 5 miles, and so on. Going into race day with a game plan will help you kind of reduce the anxiety when you get that far. Now, I know we did talk a lot about marathon training, but the same can be said for any race distance for which you are training. A half marathon taper period might only be about 2 weeks. The 10K, you might just need a week. And for the 5K, you might just need a few days. But there are a few hard and fast things to remember during your taper period. This is what you want to not do during taper if you want to race well. Number one is weight training. It does not help you get ready for race day. It just gets in the way. So get rid of it until after you've recovered. Number two, speed work. At this point, your speed gains aren't going to make much of a difference on race day. So just relax and recover. Number three, eating all the things. Your engine is only gonna run as well as the fuel you put into it, so be careful of what you're actually eating. Number four, try anything new. If you haven't already figured out whether or not it's going to work on race day, don't start now. Wait until your next training period. Follow these guidelines and you could see some amazing results on race day. For more information, I've left a couple of links in the description below, and please head over to gofindyourawesome.com for more information about how I taper for a race. But that is all I have to say about taper. And what do you think? Do you look forward to taper, or does it just make you absolutely crazy? Because I know it makes me nuts. Please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, and suggestions in the box below. And as always, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Tomorrow is the last day of Savvy Sexy Social's vlog every day in August. And I do have one last Q&A for you guys at noon on Thursday, August 31st. So please leave your questions in the comment section down below. You can also tweet me at Grace_Pretz, or you can find me on my Grace and Pretzels Facebook page. All of those links are in the description as well. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Get out there, go find your awesome. Until next time, happy running.